Okay, we're now officially the musicians of the British Empire. Thank you very kindly. I'd save your applause till afterwards, you might not want to do that. We'll try and climb up the mountain. If we reach to the top, maybe we get an applause. If we fall off, maybe we get an applause. It's a win-win situation, yeah. This is, there's a lot of words in this.
Childish, supposedly. I'm a painter, a writer and a musician, and pride myself a bit on being an amateur in all fields.
I don't know.
Yeah, I might have one in my bag.
I've played music since I was 17. I wasn't allowed to do it at school. I wasn't allowed in the choir or anything, but punk rock came along and not being allowed in the choir became a plus.
Yeah, well, I'm going to have to make a little bit of a list because Pete's going to have to do it while I'm on stage.
My music hasn't really developed as such. It's sort of gone in reverse. So it's gone back to not being able to sing in the choir, really. We don't really aim for any level of sophistication, but we're sophisticated beyond anyone's wildest dreams.
It's our first single.
Hangman Records went bust, my little independent label, because I refused to do CDs. And when that was going on and everyone was being conned into buying a CD player, CD players were cheaper, CDs were cheaper to produce and sold for more than vinyl. And I knew, because they were doing that, at some point they would bring vinyl back as a luxury once they managed to make it a little bit unattainable. We don't release anything that doesn't come out on vinyl first. It's just so much better. You know, you've got a real record. You haven't got this thing that you just lose down the back of a wardrobe or a crack in the floor. Why do you have to walk in it?
Because he's a cat.
No, because it's thick.
Because he's a thick cat.
You're not meant to get shit on you, cat.
It's this 1 foot. He only ever gets it in 1 foot. Oh, okay.
There you go, Shack.
Oh, you
good
out
boy.
of it.
Good boy. I mean, it used to be fantastic to sort of like maybe find some rare old Bo Diddley track, but no one wants 6 versions of Roadrunner or anything. If you can't have it, it's much better.
Yeah.
And albums, it begins and it ends and it's over. Like I've always said, rock and roll's the best form of music because if you don't like it, it finishes quickly.
I live my life badly, did things I shouldn't have done. I live my life badly, did things I shouldn't have done.
Because we're sort of run like a circus, everybody has to have more than one job. So I'm singer and guitarist.
I live without tomorrow, damn.
Songwriter, and then I'm driver as well, and partially roadie. Julie's sort of like manager, bass player, and chief sales girl. We got a friend who's supporting us called Pete. I recorded an album for him. He's a folk musician, and he's going to have to be salesperson tonight. So it's like, I always think it's a bit like a bearded lady who'll sell you the candy floss type thing. There's not many groups who do that, but we have our own equipment and we travel and we do it sort of probably one of the only groups left to our old style. because we don't play music to promote ourselves, we play music to be paid. And then we got the drummer.
Yeah, everyone. There you go. Hello. Everyone set?
Yes.
And cut. 1, 2, 3.
I've been sitting here since the break of day.
All the groups who will play for nothing to promote themselves mean that the promoters have been very spoiled and like to hold all the money if they can.
A waste of time. You're going to the shops with your mum and you ain't mine.
And everyone's so desperate to be famous that they will do anything that is required. The idea is to write something that's really good for a Mazda advert or something, you know, like not really to write a good rock and roll song, but maybe this could advertise some sort of yuppie car of some sort. Apparently it's actually pissing down in London and it's blown a gale and all the trees have fallen over.
That's
Oh,
good.
that's
It is.
good.
It was blasting my hat off at Ross Jackson's.
Regular gigs.
It's amazing, isn't it? Never fails.
I know, it doesn't rain, it only rains once a month these days. It's always the Friday we play. Tonight we're going to try and play the album that we recorded. And when we record, I know the songs and I run through them once with the group and then we press the record button. So it's always difficult to play those songs live, but tonight we're going to try. And we figure that people enjoy seeing someone fall off a mountain as much as they like to see them climb to the top, so we don't really mind. We'll see how it goes. Little Jubilee. They look quite good. My introduction to music was sort of as playing music is 1977 punk rock. So it's that's something that always remains at a base level with all the groups, but maybe it's just coming to the fore a little bit more with this new group.
Can you Jesus size? Rupert Murdoch rules the waves. Richard Branson doesn't shave. And Joe Strummer's laughing in his grave.
He's got a blooming fan blowing my words off. The last group's a bit more like the Clash trying to do the Who, but without anyone who's any good at playing guitar. And this group's a bit more like the
Clash trying to play the Who without anybody good on guitar or bass.
A lot of the time we don't go and play gigs other places because I don't want to drive there. And also we get asked to go and do some flash gigs up in Liverpool or Scotland and they want to pay, you know, so many people are going, they say 1,000 people and how much they want to pay, 300 quid. This bird spoke to me at the gig, she goes, here, come here. I said, oh Christ. So I says, yeah, she said, come here. Put her arm around, I said, so will you be my boyfriend? And I said, I can't, I'm sorry, you know, I can't, I'm married. She said, what? I said, I can't, I'm married. She said yeah, will you meet my boyfriend?
Yeah, because we took him with us to the rehearsal, didn't we?
That's a lyric, anyway. I have to change the strings every gig because every time I play, otherwise I break them off. People sort of like expect certain standards. And we play with a with a vocal PA, which no one else does anymore, and we don't have monitors either. We don't have offstage mixing, and it means, and we also don't have barriers or security. So what happens is we're right in the audience, like how our groups used to be. That's not for effect. That's because it means that the thing's more real, more vital, and the audience sort of like you start blurring the edge a bit, and it's. People can get over the idea that they're watching you on a big video screen and actually that you really are doing what you're doing there. Because a lot of performance and things these days is to give the illusion of perfection, and we certainly don't do that. You know, we're the real thing. 1, 2. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. But it does mean that it doesn't translate into the world of music or marketed rebellion very well. You can't have rough and ready in music that is able to be in the human gaze, you know, or on human show. It can't be exalted anyway. Whereas for music to be, it needs to have what they call a certain polish. So they'd be like, as a big snob element, surprisingly, in music. People obsessed with money, estate agent type people really, who've got no sensibility, no feel for humanity or life, and claim that they have. So you couldn't get a rummer bunch. For me, the whole idea is to pull the goddess off of the pedestal and rub some mud in her face. Well, because you want to feel included. This is why punk rock was great for me. I thought, okay, we don't have to door anyone, we can just like things for how they really are. And that was a fantastic feeling. And I soon found out that really, people wanted David Bowie regardless. I mean, I learned to play guitar with a couple of friends when I was 20. And I've only really been playing open chords for the last few years. For the first 25 years, I didn't really worry about them. This here's a story of the Buff Midways, of how they restored rock and roll to the world's airwaves. 'Cause you might have heard history and got it all wrong, and this here misconception is the reason for this song. I've been playing rock and roll for going on 30 years.
How long did you think about Celebrity Big Brother for?
What, going on it?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know what it was. Like, not having a telly, I hadn't seen it. And I said, oh, well, I can do that. They won't, maybe you can say what you like. And some friends said to me, I don't think you can. And then someone showed me, got me around the house to see Celebrity in the Jungle.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, it doesn't look very good, does it? And then I sort of like said, okay, well, I'll put it to the vote at the next gig. So when we were at the next gig, I said, I've been asked to go on this programme called Celebrity Big Brother, and we'd like a show of hands whether I should go on it or not. And the nays got it. If you're going to sell out, you want to do it with a bit of style, I suppose. Oh, I will need some socks and pants as well, because that will get all
I really love this age, it truly is sublime. In every high street shop is disco music time. Marketing rebellion is just another case of walking up the high street with shrapnel in your face. It's a snack crack. Try snack crack. Snack crack. You snack crack.
We did our last show with the Buff Midways the other week. I'm in a room of 700 drunk people, none of whom have that much in common with. I mean, even if you've got a fan who really loves what we do, you find out that they're equally as interested in Kajagoogles.
Is that upsetting?
Yeah, it's actually, no, it's probably a good thing. I mean, it makes you realise that, you know, it doesn't amount to a little beans no matter what you do. I don't know, I'll come down. We're like Bengal tigers or thumbless spider monkeys with our forest being chopped down. Probably thumbless spider monkeys more than tigers.
Do you like the other one, colour-wise?
Yeah, that one's nice. Hey up, lad.
Hello, Billy. How you doing?
Alright, there's a mate of mine just filming for when we're just going along with it.
Cool.
So how's things, Peterkins?
Not bad. Okay.
You all set?
Yeah. All set for. Yeah, I'm on phone in a minute.
There's a load of press agents coming to watch your show, standing right at the front, really staring and that.
Really? You didn't tell me about that. I'm definitely going on.
Really pointing at your lips and laughing.
He's the favourite with all the girls, but he picked me out from the crowd. I'm sure looking forward to my date with Doug. I'm sure looking forward to my date with Doug. There goes my date with Doug. There goes my date. There goes my date. There goes my date with Doug. There goes my date. There goes my date.
Have you seen it?
The video?
Yeah.
I did.
I was hoping he hadn't. Then I thought, at least I can maybe put up with Billy and not have both of you. I don't.
Oh no, we've got enough material for the journey up and back.
Birthday boy, they punched you to the floor. Birthday boy, they said we don't like you anymore. Birthday boy, you're holding the game up. Birthday boy, we don't like you. Birthday boy, it's a name up. Birthday boy, we're coming after you. Birthday boy, we'll get you after school.
The biggest drag is keeping vehicles and equipment functioning, you know, and getting stuff repaired. That's the most boring aspect of being in a group. And I think that's why a lot of people go with the modern technology, because although it's useless and will break down itself, you know, a lot quicker in some ways. There won't be much gear around now that's still going to be here in 40 years' time, but our gear could be. We've been playing at the Dirty Water Club. I think I'm the oldest thing at the Dirty Water Club. And the club promoters changed and the club venues changed, but every month a group I'm in goes and plays there. So the head coach did it, then the Buff Medways, and now the musicians of the British Empire.
If you were a millionaire, you'd be so unbelievably generous.
That was all on film as well.
All you've got is the difference between us. If you had 20 or more, you could spare one for me. We only got 19 left and you can't afford to. You blind me, you blind me. You don't see me, you deny me, you deny me. When you were a little girl, you were so.
Do you think she suspects me?
Imagine if it's politics.
I say you still help me even though you're in the band now. That's good. Yeah, I know, because officially bass players don't actually have anything to do they?
Especially bass players don't do anything.
policeman in sight. Get your nose out, baby, come on, let's fight. Call Britannia, Jesus saves. Rupert Murdoch rules the waves. Richard Branson doesn't shave. Joe Strummer's lying in his grave.
With the musicians of the British Empire, an obvious fashion accessory is a Union Jack, which has got some very pretty colours, and it's really just a prop that goes with the uniforms and the territory. Yeah, it goes with the territory really. We don't mean it respectfully and we don't mean it disrespectfully. It's just a flag, you know, a pretty flag. I think Union Jack's a great combination.
It's good because we've got all that bunting up. It does actually look like the 70s Jubilee party who no one's going to.
Yeah. The jackets we wear with the musicians of the British Empire are based on walking out dress for the British Army around the turn of the last century. The Daggermen always wore them, which Wolf played in a group in the mid-80s called the Daggermen when he left school, and they all wore bandsman's jackets, and they had this slightly more groovy thing going than my previous group, the Headcoats, so I fit in with them, so we had the bandsman's jackets.
I think it's because it's not flat at the top.
This or maybe this when doors close.
Yeah.
Because on stage there are too much colors. I
Yeah.
think the jackets are
Yeah,
important.
yeah, they're great. Yeah, they're new. It's the first time anyone's seen them. Yeah.
I think they're a bit ridiculous.
That's just my one.
Yes, it's cool.
At this moment, she's taking me.
In general, what does success mean to you?
Often when we go and play if we go and play, which is once a month, if people are coming from abroad, they will take the opportunity to interview us. It's quite common for our audiences to be 20, 30 and sometimes 50% foreign audience. People time their holidays for our gigs. Playing live is generally good fun because you get to show off a bit in front of people, and as often as not they'll applaud you rather than boo and throw things. But there was a fight at our gig which wasn't particularly nice. So you have to stop playing when there's a fight or people are jostling too much.
People want to dance and people want to stand still. Well, you can dance, but you don't have to know how to do it.
But the playing live is the good part. The all the bits around it are the drag. Going to bed at 4, driving, unloading, doing all the things that mean that we keep complete control of where we are and who we are and what we'll do and won't do, which is what we do with we always have everything released on vinyl. We will do CD, but it has to be on vinyl as well. We always take control of the sound. We cover every aspect. We control it all because we do it for ourselves. But you see, we're very unusual. We're not aiming for anything other than to please ourselves. We're not aiming for the big stage. We can sometimes do what we do at Glastonbury or other venues, but if we were only allowed to do those, then I'd stop playing tomorrow.
I think you need taken in, all of you. Taken in.
Oh, but it's because that's the cut they are. They're not bandsman's jackets.
No?
So they're really rough, square cut.
Oh, okay.
Not very elegant, are they?
No, I think you look smarter with a tighter jacket. I'd have them tapered.
Yeah, I agree. But
Either that or you put on weight.
We got to be authentic. Yeah, we've got to have ill-fitting jackets.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah, because everyone understands that.
Basically, we've got to look ridiculous for the kids.